Did you know that the average days on market for homes sold in the Real Estate Board of Greater Vancouver has been creeping up over the last 3 weeks? Well, stay tuned and I'll tell you more about that on today's Monday Market Monitor. Welcome to your Monday Market Monitor. It is my final video of Q3 for all of you. We have one more long weekend coming up, so you can expect that the numbers that I report next week to be very similar to the numbers from the August long weekend. And those were pretty lame. But let's get started with the numbers for the Real Estate Board of Greater Vancouver for the week of August 22nd to August 28th. So as always, we're going to start with the new listings. Last week, our new listings dropped out of the 700s down to 673. So this is the first time that we have seen our new listing count in the 600s, which is not a huge surprise given that everyone is still trying to squeeze out the last drops of summer from August. So not really a big, interesting number there. So moving on to expired listings. The past week, there were only 60 units that expired or came to the end of their contract. This is a significant drop from the previous week, which was 95 listings. And while it is a significant drop, it is a bit of a non-starter of a number because we're back in line with the average that we've seen for the last 8 weeks. So no big deal. But let's look at price changes. There were only 239 listings that had their price changes last week. So that's around 100 less than the previous 2 weeks. What does that tell us? Well, there's still 239 sellers that are serious about selling their homes right now. And I would bet that that number starts to increase when we get into fall after summer travel is all done. And those listings that have been on the market are getting a little stale and looking to get sold. Last week, we saw an uptick in sales at 464, which is 44 more than the previous week, which came as a bit of a surprise because minus that August long weekend that we had, that's very consistent with the number of sales over the last 8 weeks. And that's interesting because we're seeing a slight creep up in the DOM, or days on market, that properties are selling for. So 3 weeks ago, the DOM was 27. 2 weeks ago, the DOM was 28. And this past week, the DOM, 32. Finally, my favorite number that I like to watch is the percentage of properties selling at or above list price. And this week, we're back to 21.5% of the properties that were sold at or above list. So it looks like last week, that 15% number that we saw was a bit of a blip, but of course we won't know until we start watching that trend a little bit more into the fall. So that is honestly it for the August numbers. Next time you see me, it will be September and Q4. So thanks again for tuning into your Monday Market Monitor. And remember, if you have real estate questions, I've got real estate answers. So reach out and find out how I can help you reach your real estate goals. Thanks for tuning in, and we will see you in the next video.